What's up, YouTube? My name is Dell. This is Dell on Movies. Welcome to my channel. And yeah, I did what a lot of you collectors out there are doing. I went crazy. Criterion sale rolled around. I got started on that, but I also got some stuff from Arrow. I even got one from Screen Factory. Before I jump into all that, I'm trying really not to, but if I seem just a little agitated, it's because this is actually the third time I'm trying this video. Had some issues with my phone. Phone is being temperamental, doesn't like me today. That's okay. We're gonna roll on and get through it regardless. So I'm gonna start with the one title that I got from Screen Factory, and this is a movie that I hadn't seen since I was a kid. I saw it when it first hit at HBO or one of those cable companies way back in the day when I was 14, 15 years old, and it's been on Blu-ray for quite a while. I just haven't seen it, hadn't picked it up, didn't have it in the collection at all. So I decided to go ahead and grab it now that it is on 4K, and that is Life Force. So again, I'm looking forward to revisiting it. I have an idea of what it's about. I just don't really remember any details of it. So, but I do remember liking it way back when. So, Life Force is the one Screen Factory title that I got. The next few titles, they're all Arrow, Arrow Video. I love Criterion, but the Arrow Video movies, those are more the kind of movies that I grew up on. I gravitate towards even now as an adult. These are tend to be more fun titles. They're not as some people see a lot of the Criterion collection as stuffy. These are not that, and the ones I got from Criterion I don't think are stuffy, but these are movies that I would gravitate more towards. The first one that I have is first couple that I have are martial arts movies. This is one I saw again, another movie I saw back when I was a kid, even younger, even before Life Force. I can't speak today. Even before Life Force, I saw it probably 2, 3, 4 times. Who knows how many times it used to come on? It was in the rotation of movies that would come on every Saturday in New York when I was growing up. 3 to 5 o'clock, Channel 5. I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was Kung Fu Theater, and this movie came on often. I hadn't seen it for a really long time until I watched it a few months back, and that is the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. Now, when I watched it a few months back, it was on DVD. This time, it's gonna be on Blu-ray, so I'm hoping for see how big the upgrade is. And I know it's a great movie. I like I said, I watched it a few months back. Really enjoyed it. Had a good time with it. Gordon Liu is the main character here. He is one of my all-time favorite as far as martial arts movies goes. He's a legend in that field. For the younger ones, you probably have only seen him as Padme in the Kill Bill movies. That was him, a lot older version of him. But yeah, this is him in his heyday, and I'm definitely going to enjoy watching that again. Next up is a movie, another one again in that rotation that I watched all the time, every Saturday. So there were, I don't know how many movies they had in the rotation, but every so often they would repeat. So I've seen this one a time or two. This one I haven't seen at all since then, though. I didn't have it on any format. It is One Armed Boxer. This is the only movie that I'm going to show today that has been unwrapped already. The first time I did the video, first time I tried, there was a loose disc in here, and I know a lot of collectors, you get worried about loose discs. I've had loose discs before. I haven't had any issues with them, but I still wanted to check to be on the safe side. It didn't seem to be any issues with it. Good disc art, actually. It matches up with the cover pretty nicely. But yeah, One Arm Box, another one of those movies I'm gonna go revisit for the first time since, way back when, as some of my friends would now say, since I was knee high to a grasshopper. But yeah, I'm gonna check out One Arm Boxer again, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy it. The next movie is not the last Arrow Video pickup that I'm going to show you, but it is the last one that I decided to get, and it really came down between this movie and another movie. The one that I did not pick up was the Wild Things box set that everybody has been going crazy over the last few weeks. I've seen Wild Things. It's a good movie. I like it. I enjoy it. But I'm not particularly pressed to get the box set. If it's still on sale next time I go back to Barnes and Noble, I'll think about picking it up. I might pick it up. I might not. If I do get it, great. If I don't, again, I'm not gonna feel like I'm just missing out on something because it's a movie that once I get it, I'll probably watch it once or twice over, but it'll take a lot of years to watch it. Whereas this movie, I'll probably revisit a lot more often. This one of the earliest wuxia movies, at least one of the earliest ones that I know of. I became aware of it a few years ago. My mom, she got married a few years before she passed away. Her husband, and he was a movie collector also, and he had a bunch of movies. When he passed away, he has a few children. Only one of them had any movies at all that they collected, and he picked over what he wanted and said, "Here, you can have whatever out of the rest." And so a lot of them were martial arts movies, which was right up my alley, and that includes this one, which was on DVD at the time. Now it's on Blu-ray. I still haven't watched it, so I'm definitely going to watch the Blu-ray version of it, and that is Come Drink With Me. Said to be one of the most influential martial arts movies of all time. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon owes a lot to this movie, from what I understand. So I'm gonna definitely get into this, and hopefully I will enjoy it as much as everybody's saying. In Who are into martial arts movies, and I know a lot of people who are not. I've never heard of the movie, and that's perfectly fine by me. Moving on to the next Arrow title, I'm going into the horror genre. Again, I'm having a lot of trouble talking today, guys, but here, the horror genre. This time, it's a sequel to a movie that I actually have on Screen Factory edition of. This is not as talked about. The sequel here is not as talked about as much as the first movie. So it's not doesn't have earn classic status, but it is a movie I really like, a lot of fun, and that is Creep Show 2. I'll just show you the spine a little bit on that one. Sticker, big old stickers blocked off on that one. Yes, the Arrow movie's on sale also for 50% off. I know that the last one I showed you, the last couple I showed you didn't have that sticker on it, but they were 50% off also, which is the reason for the splurge, really, guys. So Creep Show 2, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, especially if you enjoyed the original Creep Show. And the last Arrow movie that I did pick up is a box set that I have seen a lot of YouTubers unboxing and talking about lately. It's a fan favorite as far as that goes, and that is True Romance, a script by Quentin Tarantino. You might be aware if you're a movie buff like me. Tony Scott directed, and Tarantino has been known to not be fond of this movie, but I think Scott did a really great job with it, and I've seen this movie several times. I've never seen it, obviously, on 4K, and that's what this edition is. So I'm looking forward to seeing this and seeing how much better it can look. So now I'm going to move on to my Criterion pickups. And guys, I didn't get that many Criterions. I got 3. I do plan on getting more, but the titles that I'm interested in getting this time around haven't come out yet. They'll be out in a few weeks. In the middle of the month. So in the middle of the month, towards the end of the month, I'll go back to Barnes and Noble and pick up the other titles that I'm interested in. There's one that's out there that I am interested in, but I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger on. Maybe I will later in the month. Maybe I won't. And that's, by the way, just another martial arts thing. The Once Upon a Time in China trilogy starring Jet Li. Again, maybe I'll pull the trigger on that one. Maybe I won't. That one's a little bit pricey. But let me show you what I did get today. And the first one is one of the great film noirs of all time. It just came out on 4K. I've seen it on DVD. So I'm excited to see how it looks in 4K, especially with these old black and white movies. From what I understand, they can look great. I don't think I've seen one in a black and white 4K movie, at least not on disc. Maybe I've streamed one or two. But that movie is Double Indemnity. It's, for my money, some of the best dialogue ever written. Great chemistry also between Barbara Stanwyck, I forgot her name, Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray. Edward G. Robinson also does a great job in a supporting role. That dialogue is witty, lots of double, triple entendres. Things they had to do to get around the censors at the time, but it works really, really well. Double Indemnity, for my younger folks out there, if you haven't seen it, Uh, this is I know some of you have a phobia when it comes to black and white movies, but hey, check it out. It might be worth your time. The next one is another is it comes from a genre that's just gets much maligned in the community, and that's romance. And I'm not a big romance guy as far as movies are concerned either, but there are quite a few that I do like. This is one of them, and that is Love Jones. Love Jones is basically a group of artsy fartsy folks. The main character played by Lorenz Tate. He's a poet. The Nia Long is the girl, the object of his desire. She is a photographer, and they do the whole romance thing. I'm not going to go into any details about what happens. You can check it out for yourself, but it is a great movie. It's one that's been, I saw it in theaters way back when it came out. I've watched it maybe half a dozen times since then. Always another one, always on DVD. I have the DVD in the next room. So I'll be definitely checking this one out. This one's a Blu-ray, not a 4K, and that's perfectly fine. Guys, for me, what I do before I get to the last movie, I've said it several times in movies I've had on DVD. So for me, I'm not a double dipper. I'm not what you would call a double dipper. Sure, there's some exceptions. There's some movies I have a couple copies of, some of the Star Wars movies, and some of the other movies, a few other movies that I do have more than one copy of. But for the most part, I would say 95 to 98% of the time, if I upgrade a movie, the lower format that I'm upgrading from, I get rid of it. I sell it. I give it away. It's just no longer in my collection. I don't want to keep several copies of any movies. I know a lot of you guys out there do that, and that's perfectly fine. That's the way you choose to collect. For me, is I just need one copy, the one I'm going to watch, and I'm good. So the other, I'll pass it on, let somebody else get it, or like I said, I'll sell it to a used bookstore, pawn shop, thrift shop, whatever the case is, and hopefully somebody else can get it and enjoy it the way I'm going to enjoy what I already have in my collection. So that just takes me back to the last movie, and the last one is actually two movies on this disc. I've been waiting for this set ever since they announced this set. I was excited to see this set. These are the first two Shaft movies, and here's the set. I was a little late picking that up, but that's all right to show you guys. Again, showing the spine just so you can see how the font or the lettering for the title goes, because that big old sticker is blocking it, and I haven't bothered to take the sticker off yet. I will soon enough, because I'm going to watch them again. These are, again, more movies I have on DVD. I'm going to get rid of the DVDs and watch them, in this case, in 4K for the first time ever. So I grew up in New York I was born back in the 70s, so I'm dating myself right there. Spent most of my teenage years during the 80s, so I'm real curious to see what 70s New York looks like in 4K, if it lives up to my memory, lives up to the hype. Even though I spent most of my time in Queens, not in Manhattan, where I think this movie takes place. But it's going to be cool to see. And my minor disappointment here is that there is a third movie in the original Shaft trilogy, and it is not included. So, and that's Shaft in Africa. If I would have been through the roof if that would have been included, but unfortunately it's not. So I'll have to see if I can get a Blu-ray of that somewhere. I'm not sure if it's on Blu-ray. Let me know. If you know, let me know. I really would have been through the roof if they had did a bigger box set for Shaft and even included the two Samuel L. Jackson Shaft movies. That would have been even more amazing than this set. But this set, I'll take it, and I'm looking forward to revisiting these movies as well. Let me know what you picked up either from Criterion sale or Arrow Video or Screen Factory, or just what you picked up in general. Let me know if you're planning on picking up anything. So that means yes, go down below in the comments, comment, and subscribe. Do all those things. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.